Hello everyone, welcome back to the Atelier Nikazuki stream of chaos. Stream of consciousness, chaos, both. Today is Monday, January 26th, 2026, and my name is Katie, and we are here to sew some bags. Okay, just make sure I'm still muted. I know. Okay, I am going to just post the link onto the Oh, right. Where'd my phone go? It's on the lamp behind the laptop because I moved the face cam a little bit today because I felt like it. And because I am me, I do what I want. Actually, I like that better. I like the ones that we've already processed through right here. Also, we'll adjust that a little bit here. Oh yeah, looking good, nice and crisp looking. Okay, my hands are cold. Anyway, yeah, I took the time to do a bunch of the really boring stuff, like the tedious stuff this morning, like cutting and freight checking all of those things that we have. The things being yeah, like all the cutting and hammering, the leather and the things, all the things that we needed to do. Because I was actually working on this. I got quite a bit done on the traveler slings that had been like mostly set up to go. But then I actually ran out of, I need leather for the next step. So I took the time to do the leather and all of the straps and freight check all the straps for actually the next steps. As a heads up, both Flynn and Daly are down here to quality control inspect, because why wouldn't they be? I am currently working on the top stitching for the minis that are here. There are a few more to sew, so we might try to get those under as well. We'll see. I can't even can't even joke that I'm so far behind that I'm ahead, because I'm just behind right now. Last week was something, y'all. But yeah, and then today I did all that tedious work, and then I was like, I need to go do my run, or else it's just not going to happen today. So I did go do my run. It was good. I've got one more stupid long run on Wednesday, and then I am officially in taper for Osaka Marathon, which is February 22nd in Osaka. I'll be running that. I'll post my information so that you can track me if you'd like. I need to change the needle on this. Next time the bobbin runs out, or next natural break, we're gonna change the needle. A lot of these ended up having really light denim, which is kind of nice because it makes it really easy to top stitch. We are going to need to match up zippers and actually, yeah, that's the next step for these guys, is zippers and those things. Zippers and something, I don't know anymore. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna have to rematch up all their pockets. Oops. Leather pockets. What are we matching? Who knows? Zippers. We definitely have to trim zippers. So we might go through and do the next couple steps on the traveler slings, just because That also kind of makes sense. Because literally the next step on these is to do the zippers. And since we now have the leather prepped, we may as well continue on with the traveler slings because they're nearly ready. Sure, let's get that going. But hey, they're looking really spiffy so far. There is a custom order in here that has to be finished for this weekend. There's one custom kato that also needs to be finished for Saturday. But if everything goes smooth, I always say this though, if everything goes smooth, we'll be good, but who knows. There's going to be a few late nights this week, which is fine. It is happening less frequently than it did previously, so. Oh, that's just, like, that just looks so good together already. I'm super excited about that. I feel like the picture is really dark, but I feel like also if I change it, it's going to be too bright. Let's see. Image adjustments. Brightness. Yeah, like that looks too bright and that looks too dark. Maybe right there. We'll try it right there. Oh, I was like, I don't need a coffee before coming downstairs, and I'm like, I always say this too, and it's like, why don't I just listen to myself? I'll just drink the Diet Coke down there. It'll be fine. But no, I could use the coffee. Meh. Meh, 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 meh. Annoying. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to, okay, I want to work on the traveler slings and get them completed. Because then the other portion that I would like to do is I would like to get some belt bags done today as well. So I think that might be in our grasp. I'm not sure, but it might. It's like right on the edge if it's not. So, and actually now that I've unplugged the thing, I can plug my phone back in. Plug my phone in. Okay, that's another strap. Okay, so we're going to work on these. I have the leather cut for them now because that is, like, again, as I mentioned, the next step is doing the leather, which I did not prep for the wax canvas ones that I was going to do. Oh, well, we can do that later. I don't think no, I prepped the straps for them. I didn't prep the other stuff for them. Okay, so these are all... Oh, wait. Well, no, I need the longer ones for the traveler slings. That's right. Longer for the traveler slings, shorter for the not traveler slings. And I'm pretty sure these were all this, like, dark brown. Yeah, dark brown. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweat. So that might be a, yeah. There, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there is a black one in here because I did end up actually cutting out the navy for the, for that one that's been missing the, thing, so. Oh God. Oh yeah, that's time to change. It's not, I can't see the burr on it, but it's definitely, like, I can see that it is not happy. Okay, now change the needle, time to change the needle, That's recycling. Don't know why it's still in there. Okay, I was like, I want this one. And that is that one. Okay, and then that's recycling as well. Cool. I actually, part of what I also did today is I cleared out my work change purse because I was like, this thing is too heavy. Now the dilemma is do I go deposit the coins in the bank or do I keep them out so I don't have to keep going for change this year? If you've been around for a while, you know that I have beef with the woman at the bank because she's such a cranky, crotchety teller. Like to the point when if I have her again, I will be placing a complaint because I'm just like, this is not cool. If she continues that behavior, at least. If she has had a talking to and it shifted, not a big deal. But yeah. Okay. So what we're doing now is we are forming the pocket on the front of the traveler sling. which will take a piece of this, a leather, and a yeah. It takes an exterior piece, an interior piece, and a leather. Sorry, I just realized that these are still pretty fluffy. So we're just going to trim them down. Also, why do I only have 3 and not 4? I swear I had 4 in my hand. Is that the 4th? No, that's a smaller one. There it is. Like, it's at the bottom of the box. I have all, okay, so if I freak out, just remind me, I have all of these in the box to the right. With the webbing stuff too. Okay, so this is literally already perfect, like aligned. Gonna fold it in half to create a crease, and then the leather will go in that crease. Now, to measure the leather, what I do, because it's 1 inch wide, I actually bring in my handy dandy ruler, like this. Now, the question is, which way is up? I don't want to have to fucking pick a bunch of stuff out. Ooh, that is something I finished today. I finished Empire of the Dawn. Oh, guys. Now, I did listen to the audio version of it. Okay, 1 second. Strap connector F. Okay, strap connector F, which is this, right side up. Place the leather tab on top, wrong side up. Okay, so this, right side up, this, wrong side up. Okay. Anyway, I finished it. I finished reading or listening to it, which I think was probably the better decision because realistically I've been saying on this series for quite a while. Now, the dilemma is I don't get another, like, I listened to it through Audible, I think, but I don't get another credit until, like, the 2nd. So do I take the massive book to Japan, or do I buy it with the audiobook credit? Realistically, I could start reading it now because I do have the book. So I think that might be what I do. Not that I'm going to have a lot of time to read in the next week, but, you know, next 2 weeks. Next week is all custom orders. If you've been waiting for a custom order, we're working on them next week. If you're like, why aren't you working on them now? I'm sorry. I had to work on stock for shows. It's like we're right on the edge of the upper end of the window, so that's why I feel a little bad. And if you're like, Katie, you could have done these earlier. Yeah, I know. It is the date. Well, I could have, I guess it's like the Black Friday ones are the ones that are due right now, so the Boxing Day ones are okay right now still. They'll be on like the lower end of that promised ship date. So okay, so if I'm sewing this with this up, right sides together here. Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, there are some twists in that Empire of the Dawn where I'm just like, what? Holy shit. Now, having listened to, what was this? One of his first trilogies. The one that has God's Grave in it, right? With Mia Cordova. I'm like, I was expecting shenaniganry. I will say that because I'm like, okay, this is what this man does. And this is what this man does even when he like dual authors with Amy Kaufman as well. Twists and turns and like last minute things and like stuff planted but holy shit, that end, like the end sentence, if nothing else, of that fucking book was it's just it's so good. Now, I kind of discussed this last week, but like it has been brought to my attention previously that it's like men won't ever be like, quote, categorized in the romantasy series things because it's like what this is dark fantasy. That's what I would qualify it as well. And I do think it might be a little bit belittling to a lot of the series we read typically that are in romantasy should be epic or dark or whatever they are. Because the focus of this is love, basically. However, I will say this is a very dark book series in general. These aren't sparkly vampires. I forgot actually with the first book just how dark this series is, and it did not get any better in the second book. So I've definitely DNF'd dark romances before, and I think that might be part of why I DNF'd it though, because like it was gory, but this was gorier. And I'm like, why? Like, it bothers me. It gives me a visceral reaction, which is what it's supposed to be doing. But I'm like, the other one I DNF'd completely. And I think what it is because the other one you're expected to like go on and just enjoy the sexy bits. And like, meanwhile, all this other shit is going down. And I'm just like, no, not cool. I don't know why that's the line, but that apparently is the line. So if you're like, this is really dark, when you said that you don't like dark stuff, it's like, well, apparently there's exceptions. Okay, we have a pocket ready to sew. And here's the other thing. I already did the welts on the backs of all of these. So really, all we need to do now is sew the pocket together and then do a smash together. So like, hallelujah. We're good. Also, yes, I see the atrocities and the horrors, and as much as I'm like, here's the thing. I will try to create a haven so that we have a space. Creating is extremely important in these times. Please don't let people take that from you. We are creating art, and we always need art. And that can be food, that can be singing, that can be your content creation. There's so many different ways to contribute creativity to this world. So yeah, I just actually posted on Instagram a like place where I would love to know what you're creating right now. So please go share it there. I'm nosy, eh? And also, I think that's really important to share, like, what we're all working on right now. If you don't Instagram, well, sorry. Comment below on the YouTube channel. What are you making right now? Okay, we're going to wait to top. Holy fuck, guys. Look at her. Oh, yeah. And also, so I was, we're going to finish these up. But they do have to be done individually, which is really annoying. But then we'll top stitch everything. I was actually looking at what I'm going to make for myself for Japan. I was like, I really want a mini traveler sling. But then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, no, I need a belt bag because, oh shit. Do we have a, oh yeah, it's there. Okay, I was just like, do we have an interface in there? Because I did not feel it. All right, we're good. Anyway, I was like thinking about the mini, but then I'm like, I need to carry my sunglasses. And they're in like a triangle case from Costco. If you're like, Katie, you make your own glasses cases. I know, but I haven't made any recently that I would want to keep myself. But I was thinking, I'm like, I should make myself a belt bag instead because it's 3D, so I'll actually hold my glasses case along with the passports for me and the kids and like all of that, but it's still going to be a fairly small and accessible like front, like I'll wear it like it's a sling because I don't want to wear a fanny pack, but I can still wear it and it'll hold the like what I was thinking the mini would hold actually, because I need more like a purse, and actually then it will also hold my medication, like my metformin and stuff like that I have to take daily. So yes, there we go. Actually, speaking of that, I need to go to the pharmacy anyway and get a refill on the metformin. I'll ask them to like give me a smaller bottle maybe with the, yeah. I'll ask for a smaller bottle with the like prescription number and stuff. And then all of that good stuff. So yeah, I'll make that next week for myself as well. I had so many grand plans of like getting stuff sewn for the kids and things like that, and it's just not gonna happen. That's okay. I can make it afterwards. All right, we of course ran out of bobbin thread right in the middle of that one, but here we are, ready to go up the side here. I'm like, I really like those little crane scissors, but they are a bit of a pain to cut with. So we're gonna snag my proper snips because they're right here as well. Oh, they're looking good. I also love the fact that I was like, I'm not gonna cut this one up this time because a lot of thought. And then I was like, wait, I've already got one in here. It made me super happy when I pulled this out of the bin yesterday. And yes, we're working on the whips. These are all from the whip bin. And if you're like, why were they in the whip bin? Because I don't know, they didn't end up falling when I was working with white thread or something like that. Because these all need white thread. And yeah, that's no excuse. But that's what happened. Actually, that's a good point. We should go in and do all the welt pockets for all of the bags that we're doing white stitching on right now. That's what our next step should be. And then I can pair up that bottom piece. Actually, it doesn't matter really. It does a little bit, like just so that we've got pockets and stuff like that in the right places at the right time. Also, I didn't realize that this I was like, we're gonna make a traveler sling out of this. Actually, no, we're gonna make a dunderd. But we already had a traveler sling in the works for this one as well. This is that drum with the traditional tasseling and beads around it. So it looks so good, guys. I'm so excited for these things. Now I have actually prepped a bunch of, yeah, like look at the front of her, and then the back is just so spectacular. I'm so excited to show you guys, and it's gonna be here pretty rapidly because yeah, we're almost done this. Anyway, I do have a bunch of cotton and cotton linen versions as well to sew up. We're just working on these guys because they're, well, actually, they were just ahead of where we are for the cotton and cotton linen ones because they don't take very long to make actually, which is awesome. Yeah, I'll have to work out the costs on the wax canvas ones, but I think they're gonna look really snazzy, and it's something that I've been wanting to add in for a little bit, because like not everyone wants to wear obi bags. Some people want the cute cat fabric. So that's what we're going to do. Hell yeah, look at her. Look at them. Okay, so sometimes it's hard to see progress, right? Like I'm sure if you've done any sort of craft, any sort of like kind of journey-esque sort of thing, it's sometimes hard to see how you've improved. And it's just like once in a while I look down at these bags and I'm like, like in that moment looking at that bag, I had a moment of pride with how much skill I have developed since I started sewing, and like how visible that increase in skill has just become as well. I'm just like, my flabbers are gasted sometimes in a really good way. So love it. And I hope you guys love it too. i.e. I will be vending at a market this weekend. That's what all this prep work is for. And then anything that isn't sold, am I going to be crazy and try to photograph it before I go to Japan? Yes, I am. I just realized if I photograph before Japan, I can edit on the plane. Right? Yeah, why not? That's what I've done before, and it's worked extremely well. And I've got 10 flipping hours on a plane. 10 and a half, and Dallas is staying with the kids. even if he's not staying with the kids, they've literally like previously the conversation has gone, can we have our iPads on the plane? And it's like, yes. As soon as you put that, your like butt in seat and buckle up, you get your iPad. This is not a day for not having iPads. Now, we'll have to put them away for like meals and stuff like that, but right. Anyway, no, that will work. That's what I'm gonna do. So I will try to photograph everything before we go, and then I will work on actually getting them listed while I'm in Japan. Now, that does mean that shipping will be delayed, but whatever. I think that'll be the least of everyone's qualms. Okay. We need to do a stitchy stitch across the top, and then we need to do a tacky tack, and then she says do snaps, but we do snaps at the end, so. This is just basically a basting stitch to keep everything in place while we do the smash together, which means that these are essentially ready for smash together, which is exciting. And then a little bit of a tack down right here. I honestly think this is, oh yeah, okay. So this is supposed to be for the pocket, I think, as far as I know. Because that side gets caught there. Is that what it's for? Look at me not knowing. How many have we sewn of these? I actually had a really good conversation with a fellow creative this morning. And we were discussing taxes, and she's like, this is how we're doing it. I'm like, oh, thank fuck, because that's how I've been doing it for years. I'm glad the accountant, or that's what an accountant would agree with. So basically it's like, you can't measure all of your fabric, right? So it's like, apparently it's a work down. I don't know what the method is. It doesn't really matter. Basically, you just take your cost of goods sold out from your inventory, and that's what your inventory like costs are. And that's what I've been doing for years. So thank goodness that is agreed what it's supposed to be, because that would have sucked. But yeah, it was good. It was a cup filling conversation. So she's another bag maker out on the lower mainland. I wanted to say Langley, but I don't know, so I don't want to commit to that. I just know she's out there. We see each other at Knit City, basically. And yeah, Deb's bags. She makes bags from like Harrisville tweeds and cork, and so she does a lot of the bags that kind of more adjacent to mine, more handbags, more regularly. We're adjacent to each other, I guess might be the better description. This one's going to be quite heavy to sew, so that might be a bit annoying. Oh yeah, and I said we were going to go to the zoo yesterday. We totally did not end up at the zoo because the youngest went, I'm tired. I'm like too tired to get dressed, sort of tired. I'm like, okay. Do you want to go to the zoo? And they're like, no. And I'm like, do you know what? Honestly, I don't want to fight you on this one. I am so far behind on work right now. And we're going to be out of the house so much very soon that, do you know what? It makes sense. So we stayed home. And although then at like after 5, they were like, I'm not tired anymore. Can we go to the zoo? And I'm like, the zoo's not open anymore. They were so upset. And I'm like, part of this is also we're heading there on Friday with Dallas. So I was like, well, we'll go on Friday with Daddy and blah, 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 blah. Anyway. Okay, so these are ready to smash together, and then we're going to jump from the mini travelers to the belt bags because they're a pretty quick assembly typically, from what I remember at least. It's been a little bit, but they're all right here on top. It will actually clear up a good chunk of the stuff that needs to be done. And then we also need to do a crap ton, like a literal crap ton of those other things being Kato bags. I've got so many Kato cut. Actually, there was less than I thought there were. So there is that. But yeah, it's definitely time to like get them rolling as well because we'll need them for April. I love how I was like, I'm totally gonna get all my sewing done for April before I go. Who else laughed at that when they heard me say that? Because like, I am delusional, and sometimes that is the solutional. I don't know if that's better or worse than Delulu is the Solulu. But anyway, there is like, y'all, I don't know. The recovery like period after Knit City is like, especially after this year's Knit City actually was nutso. So I'll take it. Like I'm not actually complaining about it. It's a cat problem. But yeah, the recovery period was brutal. Because we didn't do a lot of sewing. Oh, and the studio tidy up took a long time. Mostly because I was still resetting that, the fabric room and stuff like that too. So, the studio is no longer tidy, by the way. So there is that. I'll need to do another full tidy. Well, not a full tidy, but definitely a tidy up post Japan. A big chunk of it is that I actually went and bought a bunch of dress shirts at the Goodwill bins a few weeks ago, and so they're all down here waiting to be processed. So if I actually got those processed, that would be a good chunk of it done, but that's low priority when you're in show prep mode, and that's fine. So we'll deal with the disaster that is the studio again when I get back from Japan. Okay. Now, I do not sew the crossbody straps into these until after, mostly because I find it difficult to sew around in the 3D shape. However, what I do need to do is I need to take up some of that 3D shape in the stitching, because we do have a tiny little dart down here at the bottom, and it really likes to be like gappy. So I think what we're going to do is this time we're actually going to sew from the bottom out both directions, and then we'll just kind of ease it in as we go up. We're going to see if that works. These all go individually, so if one messes up, it's fine. It's not like I don't know how to fix these as well. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, that will get caught a little bit in the seam. That's fine down the sides, and then the bottom doesn't get caught. That's what matters. What we actually need to see is that this gets caught. There we go. That is the way that we want the 3D to go. So part of what we'll do is we're going to then sew it from this direction because we can convince it that that's the curve we want. And also that should help that then the crinkling doesn't occur on the exterior. It occurs maybe on the interior if there is any. We leave this here open because that's where I put, or that's the turning seam. Now we do need, before I forget, we do need to put a tab on the right hand side. Now for most of these, it's pretty straightforward. They're going to get gold, but this has got silver, so I think we're actually going to go with black hardware for it. As wild as that sounds, but it's going to look good. So it's going to be a white tab with black hardware. Now, what cuts are these? I think these are the longer cuts. And then like I've got like 3 different cut lengths right now. I think, oh no, these will be the longer ones. What? Oh, okay. Okay, nope, it is the smaller one. Interesting. So those, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. Am I looking at the right instructions? It's also totally possible that I'm not looking at the right instructions. Who knows? Let's see. Okay, what do I have? Blah. I thought it was 2.5 inches. So I have some that are like 2 inches, and I have some that are 2.5 inches. And one of them is definitely for the mini, and one of them is for the traveler sling. Although at the same time, I think the joke's on me. They might be all the same length. No, the 2-inch one is for the belt bags. But these, okay. And then the 2.5-inch ones are for, okay. These are minis. Bloop. And that is a belt bag. And these are the traveler slings. They are all getting the off-white traveler sling or cotton webbing because they're very light bags. And a couple of them are more on the orange tone side. And we want to avoid Halloween vibes. Anyway. Okay, where, like, I just have a ton of clips within like reaching distance for right here. Where'd they all go? All right. So there is that and the thingamajigger. That always messes with the 3D shaping. There we go. Shift it the other way, Katie. Gotcha. Okay. Sure. What we're gonna do again is we're gonna sew this way. She always wants to just sew this way. Wonder if that would actually work. But see, like, this is the stiffer side of the fabric. But I could do it from up here. Oh, right. This is... Nope, we're going to do from down here. I'm like, right, we got to do it from down here because we leave this open for sew. Yeah, whatever. Let's just start right in the middle. Okay, now I can already see the issue here being nothing is aligned. I feel like, Katie, why don't you ever clip your stuff? Because it doesn't fucking help sometimes. Y'all, it doesn't work sometimes. Okay, where's my awl? Where is an awl / stiletto? Does doing it this way solve the fact that I need to still put it in the like strap and the opening? Not really, but it's fine. We'll deal with it when we get there. Okay, I'm gonna kind of keep a little bit of that pocket out of the way. It is still gonna get caught up here where it needs to be flattened anyway. That's fine because it'll close off any gaps. But like, I don't really want it caught down at the bottom. Okay, now down and pivot. No, we're gonna go one more stitch. Okay, and I am on construction length. Thank fuck. Now, you won't see these finished today because I'm going to take them, or well, they'll need to be turned. Eldest has sparks tonight. So youngest and I are going to go actually do Band-Aid shopping. We're going to go get our pharmaceutical items for Japan. Yes, I know Japan has a lot of pharmaceuticals, but they don't have stuff like Tylenol and Advil and all of that. And I'm just like, we need some of that stuff for us. I've already got the kids stuff, but I need like the adult stuff. And we need some things like blister pads and pharmaceutical items. Because here's the thing, we're running marathons. I do not want to go to Japan without being prepared for blister care and all of that. Do I chafe in my new shoes? Not particularly. Am I still concerned about it? 100%. Okay, I'm going to just... we're just going to trim that, whatever. Fuck it. I'm like, we'll chain piece this. No, just trim it, whatever. Okay, everything is actually looking really good so far, given all my concerns about how it isn't going to come together. Wait. No, this is right. Okay. Okay, I am leaving myself a larger hole though, because I do tend to like skimp on the opening and then like curse my existence. Okay, this is the webbing. This is one of the parts that my machine does not like. We are going to back stitch over as well because it is a high stress point. And actually, now that I know what I know from the tote sewing, we're also going to probably go back in and do one more line of stitching as well. Whee! Okay. Please be forgiving with your crinkles. There's one tiny crinkle at the bottom there. That is actually spectacular. Okay, I am going to go in and we're just going to catch the very edge of this webbing. Not going to be anything fancy, just a bunch of stitches. There's some stitches. Okay, that is unplugged. I did forget to like unplug my mini press earlier. I think it's just a mix of, I'm like, I'm not going to turn this. Wait. That's not supposed to be open. Ah, shit. Do we base this together and then sew the... Why do I ask this every time? I feel like this gets asked every time. Yeah, it is supposed to be basted. Shit. I don't remember basting it, though. Do you guys remember basting it? Because, like, this whole little section right here is not finished. And that's what I was like, wait, is this how I'm supposed to be doing it? I don't know. And now I'm like, no, that's not how you're supposed to be doing it. But you know what? I think we can do this. There we go. Now, as long as that caught all the layers, we're good. Yep. And then what I'll do is we'd shove okay, there was a white strap with black hardware here. Technically intended for belt bags, but whatever. It's all the same. It's all the same. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do. Open up the zip. Open up the zip. Zipper needs to be open. I don't remember how I used to do these. I don't remember basting it. Did I baste them? I don't feel like that's accurate. I hate basting, so why would I baste it? I do remember pulling this into the body of the bag. Oh, crap. That is the other thing. Is which direction does the hardware go? I'm pretty sure what I started doing is just throwing them in without the hardware, right? And then, like, sewing the hardware on afterwards. There's also a crap ton of thread here that apparently isn't trimmed down. Okay. All right, so if I put this in this way, it's going to turn, and then this is going to be the front, and that is the, yeah, okay, cool. I don't remember pasting these. Okay, well, let's turn this one and see how seriously I fucked up instead of sewing all four and realizing that I messed up, like, irrevocably. No, that is not the right. Yes, that's the right way. No, that is not the right way. It's going to be this way. Nope. This way. Because then... No, it's this way. Yep. Pretty sure it's that way. Which way does the hardware go? Pretty sure I got it right. So that's part of what we'll do too as well. And then the other ones we're not doing, well, the other ones we're not putting hardware on anyway until after we're done sewing because less brain hurting for us. Okay. Anyway, I do prefer putting the strap in at the end simply because now it's not as difficult to like sew typically and blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you're like, what are you working on right now? We are working on traveler slings, which are a can-do craft pattern. She's out of Ireland, and we are making them from upcycled obi and kimono. And actually, this is a haori, which is the jacket that goes over top of those said items. Okay. These things are terrible to birth. Yeah, like when I did the last round of traveler slings, if you were here, chime in. Do we baste them together first? Because I don't remember doing that. But I also feel like the exterior was mostly finished before we put the interior on. So, or before we sewed it all together. I don't know what's going on, guys. Or was I just running around with like flappy zippers and then hoping, and just sealing it up when we do the turnover of the stuff? Totally possible, to be honest. Would not put it past myself to not do it that way. Which is still, like, perfectly fine. It's just leaving a lot to chance, I guess. Okay. It's so stiff. Like, we wanted it to have body, but if you can't turn it out of the... Okay, typically I do try to like get it out first so that we're like facing all our interiors out, and then exterior after that. Okay, I do need to keep an eye on the time because I feel like time is going to go pretty fast, and honestly I have to pick up the kids for Sparks. I need to go find the uniform for Sparks. Oh shoot. What are they wearing right now? They're fine. They're fine in what they have. We just got to swap the top, and then I'll have to go get... Yeah, I feel... No, okay, that feels right. I feel like we did exactly what we were supposed to do, and then the rest of it will get caught when we do the... Okay. So this is the interior. Again, this is a Haori, which is the kimono jacket. And then the exterior is an obi. And the majority of these were purchased at temple markets in Kyoto, Japan. Where I've like, I think we've used up all the ones that are from my wedding at this point. Okay. Looks good. Everything's caught there, so that's good. Cool. And then we're good. Golden. Okay, we do need to take a little bit of a like baby wipe right here because it looks like the tag might have transferred a little bit from the laser cutter. It's okay, that's an easy fix. But there we go. And did I? No, I did not. Shit. Okay, we'll redo this. We'll just redo the hardware on this one. Should have gone with my first instinct. Oh well. That's fine. All right. But otherwise, looking good. There we go. Look at those florals. Super cute. Plain back. And then you got that pop of the Haori in all the pockets. I'll do the futzing around when we actually, like afterwards. So let's do this super bright green one now. So, okay, so that worked. That worked. Open the zipper this time before I like smash it together. That might be a good thing to do. I'm gonna actually go grab the baby wipes, and we're just gonna wipe down these tags so that there's no transfer, or there's less transfer. Why do you keep buying baby wipes? You don't have babies for work. Wish I could have written the baby wipes off. All right. Best question is, where is the package right now? There it is. I didn't even think about the like dust from the laser cutter until someone was talking about cleaning it off their stuff. I'm like, oh. And so now we know better. Most of the time it's not a big deal, but like on some of the lighter fabrics for sure you notice it transferring. But actually that was a pretty easy cleanup in general. Good. Okay. And I don't know why, but they said baby wipes, and I think it's mostly because they're like pre-wetted and also like not too wet at the same time. And also that could have been, some of this on the back could have been from actual wear and tear, to be honest, looking at the coloration of it as well. Okay, and then did I do it on the front of this guy? Yes, I did. Okay, done. No, not done. That's one of the next ones. This one's done-ish. Well, done enough. Done enough. I had a nut bar down here. I'm like, where's the other piece for the 3D? But it's not on there yet, Katie. That's where it is. Not there yet. Oh, that OB is definitely enjoying its fray. All right, we all knew this one would be a drama queen about getting sewn, but this is a little bit more than I anticipated. It's just really thick because it's got a lot of embroidery. And of course, this is multiple layers of fabric right now. It totally just broke my thread, didn't it? Maybe not. I feel like, yeah, no, something just gave. I'm like, I'm pretty sure if you sew them for a while, you can just hear it sometimes, and I definitely heard that one. Alrighty. Now, I am not going to turn the rest of these because outside of buying our pharmaceuticals, I should have an opportunity to work on some of them tonight. And honestly, it does break up the production queue to turn them. I'm glad I double checked on the one just to make sure that I wasn't completely unhinged on what we were trying to accomplish. But now that the remainder of the prep work for these is done, I do have some vain hope that we might get the majority of these done. It's the Kato that are going to be the hold up in the process. And if you're like, Katie, didn't you do a bunch of small box bags? Yes, but I have not turned them yet because life has been lifing, y'all. Not even anything bad here. Just things. Everything. So, actually, last week it was mostly kindergartner had skate lessons, which is awesome. And takes like half the day. And that was, yeah. A lot of time was taken up in the last few weeks with like errands and that and just life. Nothing bad, just life. Youngest we registered and they got into the, oh my goodness. What? Oh, right, because we just did never mind. They just got into the same preschool, not preschool, kindergarten as the eldest is in right now. So that's nice. It was a very quick response period, which I appreciate because I didn't register them anywhere else. Okay, I am leaving myself an even more generous turn. Yeah. In there because this is going to suck otherwise, given how difficult that other one just was. Okay. Anyway, yeah, the youngest got into the kindergarten that we have the eldest in right now. Okay. They are thriving. So this is like, take this with a grain of salt. But this kindergarten, I feel, does not have very good parental communication. It's like everything happens on Facebook. And so for the first little bit, I was missing everything because like anyone who has Facebook knows how Facebook acts. And so it was just like chaos for the first little bit. Anyway, I figured that out. But yeah, I'm still like, ugh. And then it's like it's weird what they do. So I'm not going to go too far into it. But at least I know now, whereas last year I didn't know what the heck was going on. So there's that, which is nice. I need my white straps, or all of my straps should be over here actually. Because I'm like, it's done, but no, we got to stuff a strap in the top. And I want to get these all to the point of being able to turn them, which means strap in the top. So. Okay, and then the big thing is just making sure that it doesn't get caught on the slip pocket that's right there too, actually. There we go. All right. Yeah, so this is the front of the Magatama one, and this is the back of the Magatama one. Guys, she's so gorgeous. She's so fucking gorgeous. Anyway, I adore her. Actually, I know that the next two are gold, so let's just do a clippity clip, and we may as well clip them both in. Anyway, if you just joined, look at the spectacularness that is this one. Oh, she looks so good. Love it. And if you're like, Katie, why are you focusing on Traveler's things? Because they're super popular with you guys, and I never have enough. Never, ever, 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 ever. So I was actually thinking about it today. I'm like, okay, what are the actual buying goals? In part because it's for Toji, I have to carry cash for the temple market, for the obi and kimono. Now, can I go to a konbini and get more cash? Yes, that is possible, but it's like, I don't know. So I need to actually, well, mostly I got to figure out what the goal is. I know what the goal is. All the pretty things. I need to figure out, yeah, approximately how much I want to bring back from it, and then just work it out from there. I'm going to pick up some stuff from Day Day House. She does not do wholesale in person, but I could buy for retail from her table, which will be awesome for a little bit of a restock. And some of the new things that'll be introduced later in the year, which is exciting. And yeah. Okay. 3D the bag. 3D the bag. Hi ho the Dario. 3D the bag. 3D. And then I kind of try to nest the dart seams as best as I can too, because that means that you won't have as much bulk in the same spot. Ha 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 ha. Nesting seams, and you can open up your seams, blah, 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 but they're darts, so we're gonna nest them instead. Okay, go. Alrighty. We are starting here, and if you're like, that's minimal clipping, yep. Yep, it is. Okay, let's make sure that these layers are as aligned as possible. Make sure that that pocket is like going to be stitched in eventually, but not right away. Get the awl involved. I'm not trying to like drag it through or push it through, but what the awl does do is it acts as a third hand so that I'm not as worried about my fingers. And sometimes it can kind of help like stuff something under the foot, basically. If there's any like hesitation or anything like that. There shouldn't be too much on these next couple of ones, mostly because it's like way thinner fabric than that green one. But you know what? Never a bad thing to have. Okay, and then we are leaving ourselves a very generous turning opening because I am tired of trying to stuff these through tiny openings. Sorry, not sorry. There. And then I'm not like starting and stopping on the cotton webbing like instantly. That is one thing to try and avoid. And that is where the awl is useful. Okay, there we go. Yay. That might not have caught that middle layer, but we'll double check here in a moment. I'm pretty sure it didn't. Just with how that's lifted, but we will see here. Oh, it just barely did. So I'm going to run another. Okay, we're going to run another stitch on the webbing anyway. Webbing's right here. Lift up, my pretty. Thank you. So I just ran a second stitch inside the seam allowance so that it's double stitched, but it's not taking up more of the bag. However, we are going to come in about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch here just to even up and also provide a second, like, make sure that we really truly caught the bottom, and then also just to reinforce it a little bit, I guess. Don't normally do that, but we want to make sure that the fabric's caught for sure. All right, here is the next strap. Oh, right, that's what I usually do. I usually shove it in here through instead of weaving it through the tiny little strap hole, just shove it up from the frickin' opening here. Oh, right, I'm going to baste this at least together. There's a lot going on here, and we're just going to make sure that everything gets caught. I don't remember basting these layers together previously. But I do also think it's a lot for the last like turning step to handle. So, oh, maybe it was something that we did on the last step. I think this works too. Because what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll like bind the seam essentially. I wonder if I did that. That's what I was doing, wasn't it? Is I was doing that step last. Maybe. Like I said, I don't know why I've forgotten so much. It hasn't been that long since we did traveler slings. All right. Anyway, so what we're doing is there's the turning opening. The zipper here is open, and we're just going to shove the webbing out the top here. Now, it's still not easy, but it's easier than sewing with the strapping inside while you're sewing it. Although the strapping does help sometimes with the 3D shaping of the bag, so that's something we can't complain about too much. Okay, come on. Thank you. Okay. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of, yeah, there we go. Bloop. Okay, and then we're going to go in here like this, and we're going to do this. And just straight across. Sweet. And then actually, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to start doing this on the top too. Okay. I've already turned the flower one, and I don't think it has been an issue, but you know what? Let's just add, yeah, that safety seam. There we go. Okay, 10 after 4. I do need to head out about 4:30. So I think we'll end up being able to like finish all of these to the point of turning today. I know I said I was going to try and do the belt bags, but sometimes it doesn't happen. Okay, now. One thing I am trying to do is make sure that all these layers match up. There are a lot of layers in this bag. So we are trying to just make sure they're all together. Actually, I just realized one of the ways that I could make my life easier is if I just ran a stitch down this side. There. Ready. And then we'll make sure that this all gets squished in proper. All right, there, and then that's already done basically the closing or the basting together of that side seam, so I don't have to worry about it later. Ha 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 ha. Alrighty, pop this up here. We're just gonna live wild and fancy free pretty much and go at it. Go, take some of it up with this like that. Okay, and then basically what I want to do is I want to shove these together like that. And like this, and then okay, and then we're going to provide the 3D shape by heading up this direction first. Okay, apparently there are a bunch of threads that are like, hey, we want to join the party now. Thank you for providing the party life. Okay. Doing good, good so far. Doing good. Doing good so far. I am going to actually end it on that corner because I can feel it fighting. Okay. So we're okay. We're okay. But it was like, I will crumple. And you shall witness the crumpling. We're trying not to. Try not to crumple, please. Thank you. No, did I break or run? Oh no, that's a run out. Damn. Okay. And the next one is ready. We're good. Just gotta shove the strap in and then we will move on to built bags. This is also a good way to remember that I actually do need the zipper open before I start trying to turn it. Oh, this one's gonna be stiff to turn too. Okay, well, I left myself a pretty generous turning area. We do not want there, we want here. No, come back. Like, just pulled it in. That's exactly what happened to those socks that have been cursed. Cursed start socks. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Yay, we've done it. Okay, that is for another Obi Traveler Sling. However, it is not a light stitch one. So the way things are going, we might be able to get the zips in for these. And then I'll need to head out because I need to go make a dinner. What do I need? I need... Right. Did I keep it up? I did. Excellent. I need the instructions for the belt bag. This is a free pattern through Core Fabric, or Core Fabrics, who are a company out of Montreal. Okay, I feel like the first thing, the first things first is to put the zip in. Now, I do have quite a few cotton linen ones, but we're going to start with I want to start with the Obi ones because they already have their zips cut. And I don't really feel like doing zipper matching right now. Oh shit, did I cut? Ugh. Yes, I do have denim for them. Okay. 1, 2, good. No, that one's got its zip too. Good. And you also have your zip. Okay. Never mind, we can just do these guys then. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1. Okay, yeah, you got all your stuff. Good. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And you've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so this is all stuff for these guys here. Oh, and then it looks like there might be a 5th one. Coolio. So 2. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Random backing here for some reason. Okay, cool. Let's start here, which means we can actually start with all of these guys' zips since they are here. Okay, so okay, 1 and 1. 1 and 1, and then these are its linings. Wow, those really blend in. Holy shit. Okay. I'm gonna put them here because otherwise that is gonna be really trippy for my eyeballs. Okay. And there's 2. Yeah, there we go. That's all the issue right there. Yay. Opa. Broken clip. Okay. And then that's an interior over there. And then there's these pieces here. They are mirrored. Yay. And I totally have nail rolling off here. Yay. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then the tops here as well. Yay. And then that's 1 interior. 2 interior. Wait. Fuck me. I didn't cut the front interiors for these guys. I only cut the back interiors for those, the cotton linens. I forgot that I needed lining for the front. Oh, goddamn. Okay, well. Punt. We can at least work on these guys then. And then I will come home and I will cut interiors for those other 2. Because like I said, once these came together, I don't think they took that long. But yeah, they're supposed to be not just the back piece. They're supposed to be the front piece too. That would be helpful. You know? You know? It would be helpful. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. And 1, and 2, and 3. Good. And I am missing a piece of this one. Shit. Is it surprising? No. Is it annoying? Yes. Okay, is it like caught here? Yes, there it is. Okay, good. Better to catch that now anyway. Okay, so technically you're supposed to base this in, but hi, I'm me. I'm supposed to do my label now too, but yeah. Okay, we're gonna fold the zip in half, and there's the center, and then we're going to pop this here as well. Center it with a fold too. Just basically finger pressing is what that means. Now it's not super important that this is like we've got a long zip, y'all. What matters is that those 2 right there match. Now, we won't get too far because these will actually need dark top stitching. I just realized we can not stitching these with white. But we can get this in. Okay. Now I'm wondering if I have enough of that shirt fabric to actually even make this. Oops. Probably, but I don't know. Alright, but this will give you an idea what they're going to look like, even if I'm not actually doing a... Oh my goodness. This OB is spectacular. Like, everything I make out of it is just so good. Okay, now actually, do they... Yeah, and then you're supposed to top stitch. Okay, so you'll have to swap the thread colors for that, which is not a huge loss. Mostly because, like, a lot of this other stuff needs to be dark stitch. I need to dark top stitch all the kato that I, like, put bottoms on last night and things. I am actually heading out here because I need to go make dinner for the kiddos. And I just figured out that we need an extra piece of lining for one because I, like adult, forgot that the front needs to be fucking lined. So that's fun. I'm hoping I have enough to do that. I just realized we have the doggos, but I don't have a zipper for it. And they also all need zippers. So, all right, I'll be back later. I don't know if I'll be streaming tonight. But I will be streaming tomorrow because I'll do some work before I go pick up Dallas for the week. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, wherever, whenever you are. And I'll chat with you all really soon.